Yo, what's going on, guys? Jay here, and today we got a new quick vid for you. Gonna be doing a quick little lyric song breakdown for ASAP Rocky and J. Cole's latest song, Ruby Rosary. I apologize for the, pretty bare wall behind me. This is the only wall that isn't too decked out in here. I gotta get some new stuff. If I'm gonna start recording from this angle, typically I'm just doing it because I'm in a little bit of a rush. About to take my girl out for a nice date. You guys can see the fit right now a little bit. Not anything crazy, but we celebrating tonight. It's the 1 year anniversary of when we first met today, which not a highly celebrated thing, but it's a very important day to me. But yeah, let's get into this quite quickly. We got J. Cole featured on this track. We got The Alchemist producing this track, and I'm not gonna get too deep into the beat, but I love how eerie and dark and kind of hypnotic this instrumental is. It's very easy to get lost in, and I really enjoy this atmosphere and hearing Rocky there. But starting off with his verse, Rocky's starting off talking his shit a little bit, talking about how he's fly and he's not playing with anybody no more. He starts off his verse with a rendition of the chorus, Ruby stones on my rosary, champagne, rose and pink, ring around this rosy, people singing like they Rosalia. Some good wordplay around the words rosary and ruby. I enjoy this, we're getting a lot of good wordplay from Rocky here. He's got good bars here, like funny how I birthed so many sons with no ovaries. Talking about how a lot of this modern sound of hip-hop is kind of influenced with him and by Augie as a whole and by ASAP Mob as a whole. Definitely is understated when it comes to the curators for the sound of modern hip-hop. Rocky is always someone who's been ahead of his time. Still fuck 12, fuck Jake 5-0. Oh, still fuck 12, fuck Jake 5-0. He repeats the chorus again, which again, ruby stones on my rosary, champagne, goals, rose and pink, ring around the rosy, singing like they Rosalia, all black stones, black owned, bitch, I'm Jodeci. And then he has a very profound bar. I done kept my foot on people's necks way before police. Now, of course, instead of guys, he does use the N-word, which is very important in this context because he is talking about police brutality or disproportionate police brutality among African-American people in America, talking about how black people are often targeted and abused by police officers. And with this one bar, he is saying a lot. Like I've said in the past, I feel this album is going to delve into some socially conscious type of topics, and this is the type of bar that confirms that belief. There's a lot of speculation that Rocky has bars for Drake on this song, and I feel like he definitely does at points. It's kind of awkward because he did say recently he doesn't have time to have smoke with the pussy boy, being Drake, because he is focused on way bigger things, but then he drops bars like, people want smoke with me, tell him push up Hercules, tell him push up 33, my mind obliques, tell him push up ambulance on the scene, which Push Up was the name of Drake's first diss on Kendrick Lamar, of course. And a lot of the Drake disses on this song are kind of grasping at straws. They're definitely subliminals and not outright, which is, again, very interesting. I feel like if Rocky wants to smoke, he should just go for it. I think he would smoke Drake in a diss track battle, although Drake may be pretty fired up and want to get a big win. So maybe that's why he's coming at it more subliminally. And maybe he's just doing it to get some promo going for the album. But regardless, there is some bars here. We get the chorus again. Illest guy alive as a little guy, very deprived. Took it in striving conditions where I shouldn't survive. Now I ride windows down with my foot on the side. Barely could drive all these doors suicide. Where he's talking about coming up in hard conditions in Harlem and now riding through Harlem. Of course, a very rich, wealthy, and respected person. Now we get to the stanza of bars that everyone's been talking about online. You a dead man walking like you barely alive. Cut everything but the family ties. Family ties, of course, Kendrick Lamar and Baby Keem's song where they say smoking on top fives, or where Kendrick says that. Next bar, cut the shit, cut the lies, word to the wise. Of course, saying that Drake's been lying about some of the stuff he said about Rocky on his diss tracks, like Family Matters. Who's in your top five? Fuck your top five. Reference to Family Ties again. I don't get fresh to death, bitch, I'm buried alive. Buried Alive is a song off of Take Care, Drake's, I think, 2012 or 2014 album. I'm going to say it's 2014 album, maybe 2013. He also has the Buried Alive interlude, which is essentially just a Kendrick Lamar verse and song, which could also be a reference to that. He finishes off this stanza of Drake subliminal saying, I heard dog talking funny like it's Family Guy. I think that's a funny bar, but also dog, Drake refers himself to a dog, his boys for all the dogs. Again, a lot of this is grasping for straws, honestly, which is why I say they're subliminals. They're minor Drake and Kendrick Lamar references to say the least. They are minor Drake and Kendrick Lamar references. He is throwing shots at Drake, but these could also just be shots for anyone that are referencing the beef. But again, a lot of people are going to say he's dissing Drake. I think it's definitely possible. We'll see how this evolves, if it does at all. On the last end of his second verse, he's kind of just flexing, talking about a lot of designer clothes he wears and some he doesn't wear, talking about how he's got that drip. And Rocky is also embracing his blackness in a very prideful way with bars like ruby red rosary skin looking coffee bean. He repeats the chorus one more time before we get J. Cole's amazing verse. Starting off with, introducing himself. Hello, the world is tumbling down. I've been chasing my piece of the pussy. I just got the cookie. It's crumbling now. I'm trying to do it with J. Cole's fast, kind of like out of breath flows. Like he's giving these to you so passionately. J. Cole's very passionate on his verse here, and I love that about him. I'm starting to think the Judgment Day they talking about is coming around. Show me money they throw up, it's starting to slope. I bet they humbling now. This is Cole kind of referencing dropping Judgment Day. To me, is the day that he drops The Fall Off, which is supposed to be his last album. That would be Judgment Day because that's kind of, he's been touting it as his best, his biggest project. So it makes sense that that'll be the Judgment Day where his career will be judged based on that album. What happens when rapping no longer matters? Can I still make a stack on my brilliance? I don't want to go back to civilian status. I'm an addict for comfort and doing whatever I want to, whenever I want to. I promised myself I would never feel hunger again. J. Cole talking about wanting to keep the wealth he's achieved and kind of worrying about it because real rap, very lyrical, flow-based bar-heavy rap has fallen off in the mainstream to a degree, and J. Cole is one of the few artists who makes music like that and is actually successful mainstream, talking about he doesn't want to have to go back to being broke and struggling. He also has a great bar like, I'm from a rough past for a quick dollar. They pop in your hubcap. Rims profit is just that slim. Where he's saying where he's from, him and the people around him were so broke, they would pretty much do anything for money, even if the profit was very slim. It was better than having nothing. And it's a great, vivid depiction of the type of struggle that J. Cole and people in his community were going through. And then he ends out his verse saying, used to cut through this bitch with my hat low, now I ride through this bitch in the Batmobile. Seeing something that's ill, come flow through the Ville, ain't too hard to tell you who's behind the wheel. Kind of saying how he's the guy from his city. He used to ride through with his hat low, but now he's coming through very proud of where he comes from, proud to be so successful. Great. J. Cole very much gets kind of memed on for his humbleness, but here he is very much proud and showing off his excellence in his craft and showing pride in the person he is, the wealth he has, and the amazing artist he is, and being where he's from and making it out. And again, you love to see this. This is a very proud song where both, even though it has this kind of dreepy, eerie, dark soundscape, and Rocky at points is getting into some more depressing topics, both men here are showing off their pride in their blackness, their pride in coming from the struggle, their pride in being successful in a very nuanced way, and I really enjoy that. And then Rocky on the outro just repeats a couple times, you rent somewhere, but I can live somewhere, at least somewhere that's not like there. Very interesting refrain. I guess, again, talking about how he could live kind of wherever he wants because he made it out and is very wealthy. But yeah, let me know how you guys are feeling this single from A$AP Rocky and Cole. I feel like this is the best single we've gotten in the lead up to Don't Be Dumb so far. After Taylor Swift, which I liked but wasn't super psyched about, this really got my expectations high again for the type of content and rapping that A$AP Rocky might be coming through with on this project. But be sure to let me know in the comments below how you're feeling this song, what you want from the album. Like, subscribe, share, all that cool shit, guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate you checking in. And yeah, I will see you next time. Peace.